Crystal Lynn, and I am so excited right now. Oldest son, some of you guys know, my Aries son is 24. He came over and picked up my little guy. He's 3. And I have a 16-year-old. and I'm a Mima. I have a almost 2-year-old grandson. So, you know, I guess you guys could already imagine that I got my hands full. But one of my favorite things to do, that's my passion, my life's work, and my desire is to teach. And I've been a teacher for many years of my life. And as a young girl, I was prepared to be a teacher, and I'm continuing my journey. But before you can be a teacher, you have to be a student. And I've also been a student for many, many years in so many things that I have tried to master in my life. And I guess I just wanted to share with you guys, well, first I should say, this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, the last few weeks, we're still in it, we're at the tail end of it. It has really brought me down to some deep waters, some deep emotions, some deep, deep realizations. For many of you guys who know me, I have an ascendant and moon in Pisces. I love Pisces. I love the ocean. And I love that part of myself. I'm learning to love that part of myself. I'm learning to understand that part of myself. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about, because I have so many awesome subscribers, and I started to notice that many of you guys are either starting on this journey or you've been searching out this journey to know yourself. And we find that the tool of astrology helps us to understand ourselves. We have to look within. We have to allow healing within. We have to look really with what we have to work with so we can make it the most effective. I spent many, many, many years of my life feeling awkward, feeling like I was different, feeling like I didn't quite fit in. I wasn't quite in the tea party mix, you know. Many years people, you know, I would share with them things, and how do you know that? How did you know that? And I didn't know how I knew that. And dreams and a lot of stuff I didn't share with people because it was just so far out there. And so I never really owned that side of myself. I almost spent a lot of years trying to kill certain parts of myself, die to myself, thinking that those were things that I had to do. And it really, I went through a hard transition where, you know, I had killed my spirit. I'd allowed it to be depleted to a point that it was in real critical condition. And when you get to that stage in your life, and many of you older generation people know what I'm talking about, astrologically, we talk about it being a certain transition in our life when Uranus opposes Uranus in your chart. And that's, you know, that's a whole nother deep study, but just to put it out there, when that happens, it's like you're leaving the old behind and you're opening up to a whole new world. But this whole new world is foreign to you. It's everything you feel like you're not, and it's uncomfortable. And when those changes start to happen, people don't know what's happening with you. And right now, with the energy coming in, I believe it's the young generation gaining the wisdom that it's taking my generation this long to understand. So this younger generation has so many tools that they can enter into. And many of my chart readings, you guys have, you know, booked me for personal readings and stuff. It's all the younger kids, like 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. And I'm like amazed at these charts, and I'm amazed at their drive and wanting to understand things. And I'm realizing that it's a part of what has to happen now, because our life, there's so many shifts going on. It's like we're literally moving into a whole new world, a whole new dimension. And for the first time, the Pisces are the front runners. We're the ones leading the way. And for a long time, the Pisces have been the misfits, the misunderstood. And so for the first time in my life, I get to embrace my intuitive abilities. I get to embrace my years of learning. and begin to formulate a message that's actually changing people's lives. I'm seeing them leave my sessions and our time together, very empowered for themselves. And so I'm seeing the fruit of this, and I'm like, okay, because of the fact that the last few months for many of us have been about reviewing, and we're heading into Mars in Libra turning retrograde. We're heading into Saturn in Scorpio turning retrograde. We're all going to go deeper. What does that mean? And we're like, how much deeper can we go? I mean, I'm really like, I've reviewed so many reviews that I can't even imagine there's another review. But there is. There's always a review. There's always a push forward. We get excited. We jump out on a lot of different things and we throw it out there. I'm kind of one of those people that I just go off my heart. I feel something and I think, I'll extend that to someone. Maybe it'll be something. Maybe it won't, and I just give what's on my heart. And even if that's on my heart isn't necessarily somebody else can understand, it might trigger something else in them that they can do differently or take that idea and do something else with it. And I just love to give like that. That's just part of my Piscean nature. It is the truth. And I'm claiming my truth. It's like for the first time, I'm feeling like, you know what? I'm understanding the energies that embody within me. I understand them, and I'm embracing them, and I'm loving them, and I'm nurturing them, and I'm starting to be more in control of that energy and using it at times that I need it. And there's times I'm out of control of it, but I have a place to go to that's like a foundation that keeps me balanced every day. And that's what I want to teach you guys about. This is something I've developed over many years. Many of you guys know, and I've shared, that I've been a horse trainer, and I would say that, the level of horsemanship that I've been in is definitely a different level. It's a natural horsemanship. It's learning to understand the horse's language. And again, something I already understood. But then I spent many years mastering it through the technical level of it, through the details of actually putting what was on my heart, what was in my spirit, was in my ability to communicate with horses. And then I was allowed to then take the tools that I learned and put those together. And that allowed me to be very successful with my horses, personally successful with my animals, and have a way to communicate and help others. I spent many years teaching others, and I really started thinking about what it is that I can offer. And what's come true to my heart is that I have so many deeper, more intense studies that I've been collecting. I have case files of my astrological studies over the last 8 years, and I give you guys little bits and pieces of them, and then, I think, I want to do a video, and then to be honest, I look at how much time they take, and I need to get a babysitter, and these are the things I'm juggling to get this information out to you guys. And it's because I, really want to do that. And at the same time, it's my life's work. So I want it to be, I put a lot of time and investment into that so that I could present it. So I want to introduce to you guys the direction this channel is going to be going. And I hope you guys will follow me. I would so appreciate that you would. I'm going to start out doing a monthly class. Now, the way that this is going to work for now, and it might advance into something else later, and I've already made the video, so it's ready to go. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you guys a little clips of it. But I've done a 1-hour video, and I'm starting with the moon signs. What I believe is, and I learned this through my horsemanship, before I could ever become a great rider and ride my horse with the finesse and the style that I have mastered, I had to learn how to ride and communicate to every individual part of my horses. So if I want to teach them to turn to the left, or maybe spin to the left, a really cool spin. If you guys have seen that done, I can do that. Spin to the left. First, you have to teach them to move a foot to the left, and then a right foot to the left, then a left foot, then a right foot, then a left foot, then a right foot. And once they understand how to slowly move their feet, then you can put a little energy behind that. They can spin a little faster. And you have to have your body in the proper position so that you're not in the way of the horse's energy to make that maneuver. We were going to the left. And I believe I see astrology that way. I get a lot of letters, and I know so many of you guys are like, I mean, your verbiage on astrology is almost beyond me. You know, you understand it. You know, I'm talking to people that are already studying this. And so I am going to be offering this 1-hour lecture every month. And I'm going to be going very deep into very deep subjects. But I'm going to be breaking down the natal chart. And yeah, you may say, oh, I've heard the moon signs 100 times. I've heard the Mars. I've heard it all. But you haven't heard it from me. And I'm going to be talking a lot about using your intuitive ability. I'm going to be talking a lot about the shadow sides, the psychological level of some of these energies and how to manage them. I'm going to be talking about sex. I'm going to be talking about everything, but I feel like it needs to be done in a more intimate setting. So I will be offering a video every month that you can purchase for $20. And it'll be like taking a class every month. But here's the cool thing. This allows me to put the time and investment into the video for you. It allows you to take your search seriously. Now, the cool thing about this is once you follow the class, you don't have to follow every month. You can pick and choose what videos you want to follow. That's really cool. So it's not a subscription. You just decide if that subject matter is a class you'd like to take. But be prepared to go deep. Now, they will be about an hour, and you think, oh my gosh, I can't sit and listen to this for an hour. Well, you don't have to. That's the great thing. You can use this video. It'll be your own video, and you can use it. You can watch it, listen to it while you're doing the dishes. That's what I do. I listen to astrology videos all day. It's like, I love it. You can, put it on at night and listen to it. You don't have to watch my face. I can turn the lights down. Or you can watch it. But the point is that the message will be transferable, and you'll be able to pick it up. You'll be able to watch the whole thing. If you want to get pen and paper out and you want to do a full-blown study, I'm putting a lot into this. Okay, I'm giving you guys everything I know. And this will equip you for a solid foundation in astrology. For those of you who are interested that have asked me, how do I get into this? I would like to read other people's charts. This will give you a really solid foundation. There's ethics. There's boundaries when it comes to doing somebody's chart. I'm going to be talking about those things, the ethics of it, because really, you guys, when you open up somebody's chart and you look at it, you have access to looking into their soul. It's a very intimate thing, and I know that we all share our charts together, and I think it's like a new movement, because trust me, back 10 years ago, astrology wouldn't give out their information because they knew it was very vulnerable to open up. And so I want to teach you guys about that sensitivity. So, all this being said, I know I'm going on and on and on, but I really hope you guys will get excited about this with me. The video will be up at the end of this video. I'll do a few little clips. Also, because you're going to be getting this video privately, you will be able to comment, and we'll be doing some questions and answers and discussions under each video for those of you who have purchased it. And you'll be invited into that inner circle. And I'll be available on those videos, answering questions. You guys can share your insights. And you know what? If you've been an astrologer for a long time, and you may be above and beyond what I could even imagine in the technical side of it. But if you even want a fresh breath of air to the moon signs, to the aspects, a new perspective, a different perspective, just to freshen up your intuition into the chart and the understanding, then you guys might enjoy this too. And I'd love your perspective. So I hope you guys will get excited about this with me. You'll be able to get this on my website. All you'll do is once you have made the commitment to join the class, the video will be sent to you. Watch it at your leisure and get involved in the discussion. I'll be checking those all the time to keep the discussions going. And I think this will be really cool. So that's my pitch. And I really, again, I thank you for your support. I thank you for all your support in advance, because I already know that this has been one of the greatest experiences of my life, to be able to connect with people all over the world and share the same heart-to-heart spirit. So I hope that I can be a coach. I have a lot of different and unique perspectives that I bring to life. I work on these things every day in my own life, and I think they would be empowering. So here you go. Enjoy the little clip. I'll see you on the other side. What's really important is to understand when we're talking about the moon sign, we are really talking about the part of us that is our soul, that is our instinct, that is our the personal side of you, that when you're laying in bed at night at 3 o'clock in the morning and those first thoughts come to your mind, those deep thoughts, go out and burn off a little energy. I mean, even if you work in a corporate office, which many Aries do, again, they're top positions, top military, I mean, top policemen, firemen, you see anything with that kind of ability. I mean, if someone's going to save you out of a burning fire, you better hope there's an Aries in the room, because they'll jump in and save you. Okay, well, now we're going to take on the bull. We're going to talk about moon in Taurus. And this is actually one of the most beautiful places for the moon to be, is in Taurus. Well, now we're going to get into the moon in Gemini. I like to call you guys my little butterflies. Yes, now the moon is a little more erratic in Gemini. Well, hello, my moon in Cancers. You are one of the most beautiful water signs. I also have a moon in Pisces, so when I talk about the water signs, I get really excited, because I believe that when you have, especially the moon in Cancer, the moon rules Cancer. So you are truly the Mother Earth. Leo, 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 my dear Leo. If you have the moon in Leo, then I'm talking to you. And you are amazing. You are creative. You are exciting. You love the joys of life. But there's some specific things that you really need in your life. My dear Virgo. Of course, I have a sun in Virgo, and Jupiter in Virgo, and Uranus in Virgo, and my 6th house in Virgo, and I just love my Virgos. We are complex, though, aren't we? Well, just like Gemini, Mercury rules Virgo. So if you have the moon in Virgo, this is even a deeper place for intense analytical thinking. You guys love knowing that there's someone, even if it's, hey, to go run up to the store. You want to bring a buddy with you. You want to come with me? Every time I see the moon in Scorpio, it's not going to be a lie that I don't stop and take notice. And the first words that really, or the first feeling that really comes over me is like, wow. It's a very in-depth place to have the moon. Sagittarius, my other fire sign. So far, I've covered all 3 fire signs. We've talked about Aries, we've talked about Leo, and now we're going to talk about you. Okay, my moon in Capricorns. If I could give you guys a word that would best describe how awesome you are, I would use words like the oak tree or the wise owl. We're going to enter into the moon in Aquarius. Now, this is a really interesting place. And when we look at a person and they're telling us their sob story, as they're telling us, we're imagining what they could be if only. If only they believed in themselves. If only they understood how special they were. We can see for them. And many times that's where, the heartbreak is, because so many times we invest in people, believe in people, compassionate towards people, and they don't ever see their full potential. And there's a sadness to us a lot of times as we have to let go of many situations throughout our life.